You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3. Got a bunch of chattering folks in the studio here. We got Dan Farris joining us. How you doing, Dan?
Oh, pretty darn good, man. It's great to be alive. Wake up, look out the old window there. You go, greatest country ever in the history of the world.
It is. I just got to say thank you to Dan, by the way. We put Dan to work hard labor yesterday.
That was nothing, man. That was a walk in the
raking
park.
concrete.
It was a walk in the park. It was most definitely not a walk in the park.
We were screeting concrete.
And I am out of the intensive care unit, which is great. No, I didn't get hurt like enough to go somewhere and seek treatment, but boy, I'm
awfully
still
sore.
Oh.
Kind of makes you respect the boys and girls who get up every morning and go
to work for a living.
Yeah,
sit here and talk about it.
Construction workers.
We definitely do not partake in manual labor very often.
Well, I'm pretty sure we got our. I know it's it's not time for our Maverick recruiting Top Gun, but I'm sure we have.
I'm pretty sure we have him.
We got a dude that went above and beyond. We'll chat about that on Monday. But Dan. So you usually kind of talk at this time, so I'll shut up and let you do what you usually do.
Oh, no, it's just, one of my favorite days of the year. It is National Cheeseburger Day today.
Oh, man, I love cheeseburgers.
Throughout this great land of ours. And I'm a sharp cheddar or a pepper jack cheese guy on my burgers.
I don't know that I've ever met a cheeseburger I don't like.
Isn't that the truth?
They're all good.
That's a fact, Jack.
I don't like cheese on my burgers.
She'll order a cheeseburger, no cheese. And they're like,
Well, I'm over here all pumped up, and all of a sudden, the woman's harshing my mellow here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Which normally doesn't happen.
Day, Heidi.
Okay, well, fine.
Everybody's just buckling things up. And
that reminds me, I love this story. I was out with a lady years ago who will remain nameless, and we were at a bar and grill for lunch. Got our menus. Are you ready to order? Yep. And she says, I would like a cheeseburger, but without the cheese. Which kind of caught my interest. And the waitress said, doing her due diligence, so you would just like a hamburger. No, I'd like the cheeseburger, but without the cheese. And she wasn't playing, man. She's like dead serious. So that was a fairly short relationship. Ladies, smart is sexy.
I had to order one like that, but because I was at McDonald's and they didn't have the they didn't have two hamburgers, they just had a 2 cheeseburger meal.
Oh, in the value meal deal?
Yeah. And I said, I want the 2 cheeseburger meal, but I don't want the cheese. Mm-hmm. And he made fun of me. He's like, just order. I was like, well, they didn't have that.
But
that
in
wasn't
that
an option.
case, that makes sense.
Thank you.
All right.
I worked at a place where I was a cook, and I cooked cheeseburgers. And I remember she was like 7, but a sweet little girl that she ordered a cheeseburger with no cheese. And I said, so you'd like a hamburger? She goes, yeah, but I don't want any ham on it. So she thought there was ham on a hamburger.
Which again is a good point, too.
Said
I was like, yeah, I'm not going to put any ham on your hamburger.
Cute.
Or she was Muslim.
I don't know where you get ham on a hamburger, but maybe I should try that. Thanks for listening on National Cheeseburger Day. A lot of cheese in this room right now on Sunny 93.3.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It is time right now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Well, radio Rangers, there's one more little swallow here. Oh, lordy, my yes.
Coffee's definitely got something in it.
Woo, made over an open fire that I kindled myself.
Nice.
Kindled myself. Hey, little radio ranger, gather around the radio, lay some knowledge on you. You know, we normally talk about critters because that's what we're here for, critter knowledge, but you know what? There certainly are a lot more of the Lord's miracle creations than just critters. Of course, you get out in the wild there and you see the flora and the faunas and all the greens and the browns and things. I'd like to talk a little bit about trees this morning.
Alrighty.
Trees, another one of the Lord's and nature's miracles. You can hang swings from them, you can climb them, you can carve them, you can cut them down, you can get yourself some wood, you can get a beating stick. Likes a good beating stick. So here's the thing around, the old Dakotas here, there's quite a few trees. You got your standard issue cedar, your ash, your elm, your cottonwood, your oak, your maple. Maybe enjoy a good willow, all your various pines, of course, from your fir, your Douglas, your spruce, etc., your evergreen varieties. And little radio rangers, normally you can identify them by how they are.
That makes sense.
Generally speaking, they look different from each other, and chances are pretty good they're spelled differently as well. That's it for Ranger Dan this morning.
Nice.
Hey, little Rangers. Go to church, say your prayers, stay in school, eat your vegetables, don't be playing soccer, and Lordy Mama, don't let me catch you wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan, up! Yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on Sunny 93.3.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. We appreciate you listening to Sunny 93.3. We've got Mr. Dan Farris joining us in the studio right now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One.
This is this story just broke, and thanks to my colleagues at KSFY Television, who I honestly don't know at all. Sioux Falls man hoping to find companionship. We're talking about the Lonely Hearts Club here.
Okay.
All right. We're talking about a little cyber dating. We're talking about a site that I am aware of, too. It's called OurTime.com. It's primarily there for folks 50 and older.
I've heard of this, yeah.
Who are looking for companionship. And it's a totally legit site. It's been around for a number of years. He is now coming up short $15,000.
Oh, no.
From playing around there. Sioux Falls police said the 68-year-old victim had been using OurTime.com, website, et cetera, providing men and women over 50, blah, 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 blah. He'd been on there kind of going back and forth, apparently with the same individual for the better part of 6 months. According to Sergeant Aaron Benson, and hey, Sergeant, thanks for everything you do. We appreciate it. Said the victim sent money via Google Play cards with various amounts ranging from $500 and up.
What?
Through personal information, the individual also assessed the victim's Verizon account. And earlier this week, in fact, Monday, as a matter of fact, police said the victim discovered unauthorized purchases on his account. Purchases were sent to an address in Africa.
Oh, no.
Sergeant Benson said scams like this aren't that unusual, and the department comes across several cases each month. As a matter of fact, he said the amount of money involved makes this particular case stand out.
Wow.
Oh, poor guy.
So it's just best, and people ask me, I'm between giving someone who doesn't like me a house. Who say, well, let's try online dating. It's like, no. No.
I didn't want to do offline dating.
No,
What are you talking
I
about?
will either chance run into you, maybe whatever, because I want to be face to face when we decide this ain't going to work. I'm not giving you my credit cards.
You know who's one of the best matchmakers I've ever met in my entire life?
Oh, boy, Chuck Woolery?
No. The lady sitting right next to you. So
I've seen her in action. It's kind of scary.
She's good.
She's gotten people married off.
She has in record time.
It's pretty crazy.
It's like I don't even want to meet him. And then like 3 months later, we're at the
the
wedding.
wedding date is.
Wait a minute, what? And it went from I don't even want to meet this other person to we're going to take it slow. And then Heidi had this evil. They think they're going to take it slow, and then they're married. We're like, what? Just celebrated a 1-year anniversary, which is awesome. So. Yeah, that.
So our thoughts and prayers out to the 68-year-old victim who has $15,000.
That's
is just
awful.
really
Poor
sad.
guy.
His name wasn't Dan, was it?
There is no name here, and if it was, I probably wouldn't share it. And again, congrats to the police department and KSFY for not using his name, because that's probably pretty darn add insult to injury on that deal.
Oh, for sure.
I was
Poor
just
guy.
teasing. I was alluding to the fact that it was you, but of course it was not.
No, John, it was not. No, I'm far smarter than I appear on radio.
I just want to make sure anybody that I know named Dan didn't think that I thought it was them, because I was being silly. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Visiting right now with a gentleman that's got kind of a cool thing in the aftermath of the tornadoes that went through Sioux Falls. That was a little over a week ago. And we've got Thomas Faini, and he is with Thomas James Jewelers. And you guys are doing a commemorative pin to kind of help raise some funds. This is a really neat idea.
That's right, John. Thanks for mentioning it. I came up with the idea after the tornado, and I saw the community really coming together. And I thought, we have to do something ourselves as jewelers. So what can jewelers do? I thought, well, we can design a pin that commemorates the occasion, the three EF2 tornadoes that came through. And also, I thought it was a good idea to be able to put something out there that people could buy to commemorates it and honors us as survivors.
And that's the thing. The amazing thing is, there were no fatalities. There were some injuries, but no major, terrible injuries where people are having issues for the rest of their life. But any injury is not good. But again, when you look at this and say, how did that happen in a town this size? 3 giant tornadoes go through, and thank goodness, thank the Lord, nobody died.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of people that are injured emotionally. They've seen their possessions and they've seen their businesses and their homes destroyed. So there's got to be a way that we can give back. And this community has a way of combining and pulling together during these types of situations that is, I think, unmatched anywhere. Yeah. It's almost like if FEMA said we're coming in there, we'll say, no, we got this handled.
Yeah. You guys go to the next one. We're good.
You guys go to the next one. We got it handled here. But the people of this community have come together, and you've even mentioned to me some of the people that are doing this as well. What was the name of that group that you talked about?
I was just saying, I was so impressed with so many different groups, but the Prairie Patriots is a group that we know and love, and I've been watching on Facebook the photos of the things that they're out helping people with, and so many people. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I'm going, man, I need to step up my game a bit, because I wish I had a little more time to help, but this is one of the things I said, hey, if I can take a moment to visit with Thomas, who's doing something to help people, boy, this is a good way. And if we can shine the light on these other organizations that are doing good things, that's something we can do. But the commemorative pins, now, how is this going to help, and how do people get one if they want to help?
Well, that's a good question. And so what we're asking people to do, since we have to come up with a design, I just finished the design on Sunday night. I had seen Jody Schwan had published an article where she talked about the Tornado Relief Fund. And so I had designed this and finished up the design on Sunday night. So we're in the process of actually CAD designing it and getting ready to produce it. So in the meantime, we want to get as many funds over to the Community Relief Fund as possible. So we're going to ask $100 for each of these pins. But if you want to place an order, you can call down to Bechtold Jewelry downtown in Sioux Falls here at 332-7151. You can give your credit card. You can place an order that way. You can send a check. First come, first serve. We'll produce them, and then you can pay the other $50 when the pin is completed for you.
Very nice. And these are absolutely beautiful. You designed that?
Yeah, I did design that.
It's kind of like you know what you're doing here.
You know something? I don't consider myself any great artist, but it is necessary for us to do some sketching and stuff to be able to design pieces for jewelry.
Now, you've been in the jewelry business a long, long time. How long have you been in this business?
Roughly 40 years.
Very, very nice. And you guys do amazing work. And I think it's really cool that you're taking the talent that you have, this God-given talent that you have, and you're applying that to something to help the community and help the people that the devastation was here. And you know, there are a lot of people who do have businesses that are gone, homes that are gone. Thank goodness no lives that are gone. But again, if there's a way that we can help, and I love the fact that you stepped up and said, I want to do this.
Well, I wanted to do something. So many people have helped, and I was inspired by that. I thought there's got to be something that we can do to help as well. So I'm hoping that this is a way that we can reach out and actually help bring this community together and serve our fellow man by sharing our time, talent, and treasure as well.
Now, the design I'm looking at says Survivor. You said there's going to be another version of the pin as well that would be a really cool thing to give as a gift, right?
Well, yes. I only drew it one way, but we're going to do another one that says across the top, responder, because there are so many people that were heroes in this, and perhaps somebody might want to honor a responder and actually purchase one for a gift for them.
I think that would be really cool. If you had trees that were down in your yard and the neighbor from across the street came over and cut them up and took them out, not because somebody told him to, not because you even asked him to, but they just did it because that's what awesome neighbors do. Exactly. What a cool thing to hand them a nice thank you that says, hey, you're a responder, you're a hero to me.
That's exactly right. And there's many of those heroes out there. You've seen them right and left in this community. I know the construction people that were dropping what they were doing, and they picked up and they went out and helped. Yeah. And you don't want to put a chainsaw in my hands, believe me, but I can create jewelry. I can do this. So maybe we can't all do everything, but we can do something just like you. Yeah. You're helping me get the word out. Yeah. And so that's what you're doing. And so little by little, if we all take and do a little piece of the puzzle, we can make it happen.
So for somebody listening that's going, okay, you guys have convinced me I need to get one of these. How do they get one? What's the next step? And how can they get in touch with you guys?
The next step, it would be to either stop in down at Bechtold Jewelry downtown on 325 South Phillips, or actually call 332-7151, and they'll take some information, place an order, get your credit card. Or you can actually just mail a check to 325 South Phillips, Sioux Falls, 57104, and that will automatically place an order as well.
Very nice. And I'm going to throw this on our Facebook page to make it really easy.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's going to make it even better yet. So I know that your listeners are probably some of the best citizens in the city. So.
They're good folks. Well, thank you again for doing what you're doing, sir.
Thank you very much for putting it out there, John. I appreciate it.
Again, Thomas Faini, and he's with Thomas James Jewelers and also Bechtold Jewelry. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. And I'm going to throw a link to all of the information on how you can, if you want to get a commemorative pin and maybe help out with the Tornado Relief Fund, all of the details at facebook.com/sunnyradio.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You're listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
All right, let's undulate. Let's give it up, focus. I don't know, I guess this celebrity couple, it started out, political years ago, and actually this story is a few weeks old, but I really haven't heard anything about it, so I'll just share it. I'm kind of torn here. Sarah Palin and her husband
I saw this.
Todd are divorcing after 31 years.
Yeah. What happens after 31 years?
Of marriage. They are both, actually, they're only 55, been married 30. They eloped like right out of high school.
Yeah.
So it was one of those deals. And a little different in Alaska, the reasons being, according to court documents, which, of course, I have access to, Todd filed.
Yeah.
Citing, and I quote, citing incompatibility of temperament between the parties such that they find it impossible to live together as husband and wife.
Well, we have that same thing, but we make it work.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I really do hate to.
I hate to see that too.
I hate to
That is
see
very
that.
sad.
They certainly seemed, pretty solid for 30 plus years. You know,
Yeah.
they've got the 5 kids, stick, brick, bushes, willow.
But so many people, when the
Still
kids
trig.
move out, there's nothing
But
in common.
they still
anymore.
have
You got
kids at
nothing-
home. Their kids aren't all gone.
I guess they do. So I think they have one at home.
Yeah. So
Gosh, I don't know. Who knows?
That's too bad.
Who knows? Kind of a bummer. Yeah, I just I love me a good hockey mom, and Sarah is one.
I
So-
know somebody who claims to know her personally, but I kind of think that he's making it up.
Why are you looking at me, John?
No, it's not you.
I only know Keno
Keno
Reeds. We have a storied friendship, but I don't know Sarah personally.
I've got a dear friend who claims that she stayed at his house and
She stayed at his house?
yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah, and I just don't. I don't know.
Well, dial him up.
I love him dearly. He's a great dude, but I think that maybe it was somebody that looked like her. I have no idea. It's just very bizarre. Well, Dan, thank you for that awesome story. We appreciate it, and bring us a positive story next time. That's kind of a bummer.
It's my job to report celebrity news, John. It can't. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
We'll have some good news later. It's all right.
Gwen Stefani seems to be pretty happy.
Good. See, that's nice.
Yes, she's doing all right. J-Lo's marrying A-Rod.
Yeah, she's happy. See, that's good. That's a happy way to end
yeah,
the show.
okay. All right.
Much better. Thanks, Dan.
Real good then, boy. Wow.
We appreciate you listening to Sunny 93.3.